But how many know this is why God must take us on trips to heaven, so we can get revelation that has been lost? I'll never forget Jimmy McDonald, who used to sing in Catherine Kuhlman's services, came to one of my services. A friend, George Vernette, told him about me. George and Pam Vernette have a prophetic ministry, and he told him about me. You need to go to David's service. I was doing a crusade in Cleveland, Ohio in 2003, and he sat in the service. Jimmy McDonald, how many of you heard of Jimmy McDonald, who sang with Catherine? You know, he has that opera voice, and he was singing with Pastor Benny in all his big crusades. And he came to my service, a little old me service. It was about 2,000 people there because I was doing crusades on that level at that age as well. And he just cried all through the whole service. And I was like, you know, and we just saw the miracles, all the people getting out of wheelchairs. It's just amazing. And I'm thinking in my heart, you know, after this service, I gotta ask him, I gotta talk to him, because he's a great father. He's been around in Catherine's day, and Pastor Benny respected him as a spiritual father. And so when we talked at the end of service, I say, Jimmy, how are you? George told me he was gonna tell you to come. I didn't know you were gonna come. I said, but I saw you crying through the service. I thought, is there something wrong? Am I doing these miracles wrong or something? For him to, he was crying. I said, why were you crying? He says, come here, let me tell you something that is very sacred. He says, I work with Catherine Kuhlman, you know that, and I work with Pastor Benny right now. And he says, Pastor Benny, after his big crusades in the arena, because he respects me as a father, he comes to me sometimes in my hotel room and we talk, and he cried to me over and over. He says, I know God is using me powerfully. He says, but I don't have that thing like Catherine had totally. With this electricity, this stuff came in her service. I want to know how to get it. And he said, you work with her, Jimmy. Can you tell me how she got it? And he said, David, honestly, I couldn't tell him. I didn't know how she got that in her service. He says, the reason why I'm crying, he says, because for the first time in years, I saw what I used to experience in Catherine's service with you. It was not just the miracles, David, it was the presence. And he looked at me, he says, how did you get that? And I said, come here, sit down. Let me tell you what happened to me at 19. And then how I was taken to heaven, and she told me what to do.